Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Iron Nest Heavy Turret Simulator. We're gonna be in a live fire situation for the first time here. Enemy forces have deployed artillery across the river in response to recent operations. Iron Nest has been cleared for active engagement under direct fire conditions for the first time. I've never done this before, so here we go. I imagine there's going to be some sort of ticking down. I partly wonder if we're going to be master power. Operation has entered active phase. Restore master power switch on before proceeding. Enemy forces have deployed artillery across the river in response to recent activity. This was anticipated. Prioritize elimination of all identified artillery assets. Destroy what remains in detail. Be prepared. Counter battery timer will commence once first shell lands. Okay, so we have time. So we're gonna take Iron Nest here as our coordinates. We got our spotters. And then they have 3 artilleries. So we need to plot out all 3 of their locations really, really rapidly. Or like, not, the plotting out doesn't need to be rapid. The plotting out needs to be meticulous so we don't miss anything like we have before. Where's the counter battery timer? I know I saw it in the trailer where it was ticking down to 0. But I don't know exactly where it is. It would be good to know. Is it listed on here at all? Do you have requisition? We have no requisition available to us. All right, let's get our map plotted out first. So Iron Nest is on I-653. I-653. So we are right here. And the artillery is supposed to be across the river, I think, is what it was saying. So, spotter 1, T10, all the way over here. Oh yeah, you're in the way far corner. He's like, I'm gonna be as far away from the battle as I possibly can be. Although he is on the enemy side of the river, so that's a little brave of him, I suppose. Right in the middle there, good. And then spotter 2 is L7. Oh, these are enemy artillery things. Maybe I should use the green to indicate friendly. So spotter 1 is, I mean, like, whatever works for you, I guess. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, T1066, okay. You come back, so you're gonna be what indicates where the enemy placement is. All right, spotter 2 is L7. I wish we could have the green be 1 through 10 instead, or 1 through 5 instead of A, B, C, because it probably won't confuse me, but you never know. I could get confused. There's a lot to keep track of, especially if they start shooting back at us. So L736, you're right there, sir. And then spotter C, spotter 3, is M1, all the way at the bottom here, 2-4. Right there. Okay, so we have our 3 spotters. Now, artillery 1, bearing 206 from spotter 1. So down this way. Okay, so 206.0. Right on that screw, huh? Is that where he's at? Boop. All right, so spotter 2. Your bearing is 99. Like this. 0.0, okay. So right there is where our first target is. Let's go ahead and grab the indicator. All right, first target. Good. What are the odds they put 2 of put 2 of their artillery positions right next to each other, huh? I don't think that would be bad tactics. especially when your enemy has like really large guns. All right, we're at 229. Let's go all the way down to the other edge of the map here. So 229.0. Ta-da! And then spotter 3, you have the other location at 22 degrees. This way. 22, right there. Doot. So then this is their position. So you're not even close to position to artillery 2. Right there. And then we've got our compass. From spotter 3, we're looking at 9.53 kilometers, which is pretty far. 9.53. Ooh, right there. And then from spotter 1, 2.47. I'm assuming they can't fire back at me because I don't know where I am. 2.47. That was wrong. We're off by 0.1. That might make a difference. I don't think I have to hit them with armor penetration, but maybe. 2.47. Right there. Okay, so here's their intersection. Let's go grab our marker. Switch back to our red pencil. A little tricky when the lines don't intersect. Right there. Right on that spot. Okay, so none of the artillery is relatively close to each other. So they said when the first shell lands, right? When the first shell lands, what that says to me is like maybe you could get away with firing star rounds to just scout it out. But I also think you don't really need to, assuming our measurements are correct. So we have 200 requisitions. We don't have any shells, but I think we have 40 powder charges already. We do, okay. So let's crunch the numbers here real quick. So HE shell. Let's load the magazine with 5. Same thing with the right magazine. 4, 5. And then let's do 1 star shell. For each, just in the off chance we need it for some reason. So fully loaded, fantastic. Go ahead and, yeah, load up the HE round. Let's shut this guy so we don't fall down a hole. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna crunch the numbers for every single target we have before we even fire anything. So we'll go 5-3, double check, I-6, 5-3. Okay, we're good. So first target, here. Second target. You know what? Take that down. What we should do is we should rotate through our shots. What we don't want to do is we don't want to fire, rotate up to 3 or fire at 1, rotate down to 2, and then have to rotate back to 3. I think what you do is you fire at 2 because it's the closest target, and then you rotate through your other 2 shots. That makes sense to me. So we first crunch the numbers for 2. It's artillery 2, but it's our first target. I meant to take these things off my clipboard, I'm sorry. Try it one more time. Right there. Okay. First bearing and range. Good. Second target. And then we rotate. We will rotate from 88. Or sorry, we will rotate down. So we'll go from 96.5 up to, or down to 88.1. And then we increase the range a bit. And then we go up here. Let's zoom in, make sure I'm getting close to the target here. Right there. Okay, good. So we have all of our bearings and our ranges. Now, let's crunch all three numbers. And the way we'll do this is we'll fire left, right, left. Because it'll be like a book. you always fire left first, and then reload left. So HE is our shell type. The distance for the first shot is 547. You need 2 charges for anything that's above 5 kilometers. Yes. It's barely above 5 kilometers, but 2 it is. And then we put in our bearing for the first target is 96.5. Good. Target. I don't know exactly what these are. Like, they're the type of target. Do you have an artillery? Civ Riot. FDC. Oh, does this tell me what an enemy artillery looks like? Ah, it's the dot. Good. Plus 30 to CBT. Is that, is that requisition? CBT? I don't know what CBT stands for. But now we know how to use our target. You're enemy artillery. Good to know. I guess maybe later in the game it would be important to know what type of targets are each like bearing and range. You know? All right, first target. Cause then it puts all the information on your little card here. So we know you need 2 charges, HE explosion, to hit the enemy artillery. Here's your angle, here's your bearing. There's all your information you need to fire. Got it. So now second target is 9.15. It's important to do all of this ahead of time. This is all the same, but we changed the bearing to 88.1. Come on. Come on. Oh my god, it's so touchy. There we go. Whew. All right, there's target 2 right there. We'll cover up our spotter information. We don't need that. And then 9.46. Good. Still 2 charges, still HE, but the bearing changes back to 71.1. My mouse needs to be more sensitive or something. Oh my god. Ah! There we go. 71.1, 9.46. Okay, cool. Got it. Nope. Okay, verify everything. Triple check your numbers. So first target, angle's assumedly correct. 96.5, 88.1, 71.1. And the charge is the same, so the angle should increase with the distance increasing. So our first shot is at 2, 96.5, 5.47, 88.1, 9.15. And then 71.1, 9.46. So I think everything looks correct. We've already got 2 HE charges loaded. So we can go ahead and plunk in our our powder charges here. Load those two things in. Load that one in. And then our first shot is going to be at 31 or 32.82. Alright, so we crank it up just above 30 here. And then the other gun, we crank this bad boy all the way up to 54. You're set to 32.82. Good. And then you're set to a little higher. $54.9. Okay. Good. All right. Both of you are set. 32.82, 54.9. All right, so the first shot we take is going to be set to 96.5 with the left turret. Then we're going to rotate to 88.1, fire the right turret while we're reloading the left turret for the final shot. Oh, we still have a ways to go. 96.5. This is very tense. Oh, too far. Come back. 96.5. Good. Okay, so let's do everything again just to double check. I'm like so paranoid about this because they're actually going to be shooting back at us. All right, so first shot, left gun, 32.82, high explosive. The turret rotation is 96.5. We're ready to go. The second gun is already set to the angle 54.9, so we'll just need to rotate that to 88.1, and then we can fire the second gun. Fire mission confirmed. Bearing is confirmed. We've confirmed the ranging. The gun is armed. Immediately fire the second gun. Go. All right, now we change our angle to 88.1. Oh, too far, too far. Stop. The shell hasn't landed yet, so the timer hasn't stopped. 88.1. All right, we're being fired at. All right, now load this gun. I don't know where the timer is, so we're just doing the... Oh, there it is. Okay, we gotta go fast. Come on, come on. How's it going? Nailed one. Still moving with the second one. Actually, maybe it would be more beneficial to be doing the longer shot first. Because the longer shot doesn't start the timer until it hits the ground. I like that you can grab the wheel while it's flying, and you can just stop it with the brute force of your manly strength. Still ticking down. Nice, we hit both of them. So you're done, you're done. We just need to hit this guy. And the timer went up because we took out another of their artillery. All right, so we need to change you to 56.76. 56.76. Good. All right, double check in here. We have time. 56.76, high explosive, 71.1. 2 charges. We're good. And then just to be sure, let's load up this gun just in case we miss. Might have to do some like rapid calculations if it misses. Just in case. So that's loaded just in case we need it. And then we can angle the gun if necessary. Excuse me? You gave me the wrong spot? Okay. Well, was that my... Somebody will have to tell me if that was my fault or my spotter's fault, because I'm pretty sure I did that correctly. Although, I guess there is a secondary... Ah, I see. There was a second point at which it could have been. I didn't realize that. Okay, so we have to quickly... We don't have a lot of time. So you... So, okay. We need to change this to 3 charges, I just realized. So you... Rotate. Quickly now. The next bearing was 10.48. Alright. 3 charges because it's slightly higher than 10. We changed the bearing. Do we have time to do this? 79.2. I hate how finicky this is. Oh my god. There. All right, give me that. Give me this thing. Good. All right, 3 charges. You not want to give me charges? Did I not load you? I didn't. Sorry, that's my bad. I should have loaded you. How much time do we got? 3 minutes. I should have realized there were 2 intersections on the circle. I'm glad I fired at the two people that I did, though. All right, so we need to change you to 79.1. Okay, 79.1. You need to get cranked to 41.92. Yeah, right, like right there. Things are going okay. 79.1, 41.92. I just, I'm like pre-setting things because I'll double check it before we fire. Ouch. 41.92. Good. 41.92, 79.2. Okay. I think we got it. What do we got for time? 86 minutes? Or 86 seconds? If we didn't hit him on this one, he will kill us. I should have realized that. That's my bad. I didn't even think about, like, the fact that the 2 circles could intersect in a different location. Got him. Woo! That was exciting. Counter battery assets destroyed. 4 hostile units remain across the river. Consolidate the sector, destroy the remaining elements, and stand by. Artillery 2 destroyed. Artillery 1 destroyed. Artillery 3 destroyed. Woo! All right, so we have to locate the enemy assets here. All right, let's clear our data. Okay. Good, good, good. Whew! That was hairy. Oh man, I nailed that one. It just I looked at the wrong intersection, which was very funny. It's interesting that, like, I don't think there really is a way to, you just have to guess. So, but we have a target here. Take this line out of here. Let's clear all of our old information. We don't need any of this anymore. We'll leave our spotters information on there in case, you know, after we destroy something, maybe they give us some more information, so it'd be good just to verify exactly where they are. But we do know the location of 2 two of the enemy infantry here. So let's go. Ooh, that got my blood pumping. We've already loaded the right cannon with a 2-charge shot, so we can use that on this first infantry measurement here because it's over 5 and under 10. Whoa, that was exciting. All right, let's roll you back. Distance is 5.37. We can take our time now. No need to fret. That was exciting. I really liked that, though. Really well done. 5.37. We changed the target just to do our due diligence. And then the bearing is 112.8. There we go. Crank that bad boy. And then our second target is 10.2. 10.22, I should say. Crank it up to 3 charges. And the bearing we roll back slightly to 91.8. Good. Same target type. All right, so target 1, target 2. This one, the target 1 is going to be our right gun because we've already put 2 charges into that one. We can load gun 2. And I know it says calculated charges at 3, but we know what we're aiming at. Okay. So gun 2, the angle should, first shot is our right turret, so that should be at 32.2. Crank that down to like around here. And then the second turret should be at 40.8, so like there-ish. So right turret, we're gonna start at 112.8. This one's nice because we're not shooting into our own cities, so we don't have to avoid hitting any of our own assets. We can just fire directly on the target. There we go, 112.8. You need to be slightly higher, so 32.22, a little too far. 22, and then 40.88. Good. All right, right turret is the first shot. Mission fire confirmed. It's high explosive, so bearing for the right gun is 32.22. 2 charges. 112.8. Range confirmed. Gun armed. Right cannon. Fire. And now we can change the gun to 31.8. Ding ding. Infantry 2 destroyed. No additional information from that shot though, so we'll have to like look around maybe with some of those star rounds perhaps. Oh, let's double check our bearing on our left gun. 40.88. 2 charges. No, 3 charges we wanted to put into this one. Fuck. Oops. Okay, reload the right cannon. My bad. That's what happens when you have 2 targets, is you get them mixed up. So you need 3 charges. That's my bad. All right, load those bad boys. Sorry, left cannon. You'll just have to come back to some other interstitial. 91.8. And then we need to change the right gun to 40.88 since I didn't load the correct number of charges into the left turret. This one's all steamy though. They're like, what the heck, man? Too much steam. Seal them off. 40.88. I guess that's where the other cannon is set, or was set. 40.88. Oh. Good. All right. Redid the bearings, so it's now the right gun that has 40.88. 3 charges in it. 91.8. Ready. Be fun if you could fire both guns at the same time. And maybe you have to at some point. So now here's the question is, how do I find the other 2 assets? Counter battery. 4 hostile units remain across the river. Yep, got infantry 3. Aha! We do have a location of another spot. Your artillery as well, but you're not, oh, we found both of them. But you're not firing back at me. Counter battery will timer. Ah, so are we back to... Counter battery assets destroyed. Maybe not. Maybe they won't fire back at me? We should plot out both just in case that they do start shooting back, because these are artillery again. So let's go ahead and treat them like they're going to shoot back at us. So we'll line up both shots. And oops. And prepare accordingly. Perfect. Okay. And both of these use 2 charges, so we can use the left cannon that I accidentally put 2 charges in. All right, so let's go 868 is our first shot. Oop, a little further down. Good. 2 charges this time. HE, we change it back to artillery. And then the bearing is 84.7. Good. Here's our first card. That up here. And then the second target is 9.86. Still 2 charges. The bearing changes slightly to 98.2. There. Same target type. Second card. Good. And then let's just double check on the map. 9.86, 98.2, 8.68, 84.7. Perfect. So we've got our angles. So we'll line up our left turret on 52.08 and then 84.7. .7 52.08. And then we can load you. I like how it gives you a red light. It's like, this is wrong. This is not what you put in. There we go. All right, 2 charges, 2 charges. Looking good. Okay, so left gun is 52.08. Right gun should be up to 59.16, and then but we are locked in on 84.7, and then we just have to change it to 98.2 for our second shot. You're gonna get cranked all the way up to 59, which is just below 60 degrees. That's the highest angle I've ever fired at. It is basically as far as that range will take us, because 2 charges can go to 10 kilometers, so. All right, 59.16. Good. Okay. I think we're ready. 52.08, 84.7, 2 charges, 2 charges, 2 charges. Bearing is confirmed, range is confirmed, gun is armed. Crank it down, fire, and then we immediately change to 98.2. Crank it back. Oh, too far. Good. All right, verify, high explosive. 98.2, 59.16, gun is armed, right? 2 shots have been fired. Killed that guy. Okay, so the clock did start again. I'm glad I treated it as such. We can clear this one out. That one has been taken care of. Hopefully this one didn't move on us. If it did, let's get a shell loaded just in case. Done. Woo! Timer stopped. Counter battery assets destroyed. 2 hostiles remain across the river. No further threats anticipated. High command is confident. Artillery 5 destroyed. Counter battery, counter battery, counter battery. We're being ranged. Location of hostile asset locations unknown. Well, I'm glad after that one shot. It's lucky that I took that shot first, because on this artillery, because it let me see both of the artillery locations. So that worked out in our favor. Right, they said there's 2 more assets available, right? 2 hostile units remain. Okay. Cross the river. I kind of think we should just fire a star round like here just to get sight on this corridor we don't really have sight on. And I'm thinking like parallel, like right here is where it should land, like this guy, because that'll give us bop, 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 and we'll have pretty good coverage of the whole map. Granted, the targets could have showed up elsewhere on the map, but I think this is a good start. So we'll go there, change our shell type to star. The range is 88.36. So it's still 2 charges. Our bearing is 110.1. Oh, way too far. Good. Target unknown, so just gonna leave that one. Okay, so you've been loaded with an HE, so we don't want to use you just yet. We'll use this star round. Crank over to 110.1 while that's being loaded. We've gone through 20 charges. That's a lot. Good. 110.1, and then the range will change after it gets loaded. I think this is a good strategy. It's the only way I can think of to find the enemy other than just spending a bunch of requisition on satellite plane imagery, which I could do. But I also don't quite understand how to change, like, you know how we spent 2 last time? Like, how would I change where the scout plane is flying over? Fly over location. Like, is it where you're pointing the gun, maybe? It could be. But I'm not 100% sure. 110.1. You need to be 50.16. So let's crank you back. Too far. Oops. There we go. 50.16. Star round. 2 charges. Yep. Shell type. Bearing is 50.16. 110.1. Gun is armed. Complete. They promised there was no other enemy artillery, so I'm hoping that is indeed the case. Give me sight, please. I would love that. Right on top of them. Nice. Trouble is, we only see the 1 unit. So it's like, where? They could be like up in this tiny little corridor. So maybe we want to fire another star round here. They could also be down here, like around our spotter maybe. But I'm guessing they're up here. That's just my hunch. So I'm gonna place you here for a future star round. Other bolt. This, if we don't find anything like down here maybe. The other thing is it could be here, which is troublesome. But we have a target, so we might as well do that one first. Clear out the old information. Important to keep accurate records here, people. Take you out. Oh, that's actually a good point. Is they also give you like notes on where to adjust your fire. So we're like, that's the key then. If we don't know where they are, fire a star round randomly. If you see them, great. If you don't see them, then all you have to do is follow your spotter's notes to where they actually are. Makes sense. All right, 855. Still 2 charges. It is now an infantry target. The bearing is 110.2, so slightly different than our star round. HE. Yeah, 110.2, 8.55, 2 charges. We're good. So we can use our left one that we've fully loaded. We should probably request some more HE rounds. We have one in our right barrel here. On the off chance that high command is actually incorrect about the targets that are available. So we're gonna request 2 more HE rounds for both barrels, and then on the off chance there's an AP, like an armored target, we might like need to emergency fire at. We're gonna get an AP shell in every cannon. I'm trying to plan for contingencies here. All right, 51.30. All right, you are HE. We've already loaded an HE round though, right? No? Yes, the left gun has an HE round in it. So 2 charges. What happens if you try to ram another? I guess it doesn't let you. I was gonna say, what happens if you try to ram another round on top of the last one? So 110.2, we just slightly adjust because basically we fired at the exact same position, just with a star round. Take us to 51.3. back. 0.30. Good. All right. Fire mission confirmed. It is an HE. The bearing is 51.3, 110.2. And then gun is armed. Crank it in. Let it load. Let's reload with the star. I'm gonna go ahead and draw in our next target here. Just because we know we're gonna hit this guy. Nailed it. Oh, we see the target. Great. We don't even have to spend another star round. Clear these two out. Clear that guy out. Just barely got him into our satellite image in that last. The slight shift of this shot being slightly left actually brought him into view. Unfortunate for you, sir. All right. So we can actually load you now. We'll come back here. 7.05. Two charges. 94.7. I don't know if I'm gonna get that one. I won't get that one award because I used one extra shell than I should have because I fired at the wrong circle target compared to what we could have gotten away with. So your right turret is loaded. Two charges. Press that in, and then we adjust our bearing to 94.7. Grab the wheel with your steel-like hands as it's flying around. 94.7. All right, looking good. Cranking up the angle of attack here. Look at that big screw adjusting the angle. Oh, sorry. That one you're not supposed to grab the wheel on. They're like, that one messes up the barrel, son. There. 42.3. I wonder if when you grab the wheel, if that's when the steam starts coming out of the pipes. 42.3. All right, let's verify everything. So we've got fire mission. Shell type is high explosive. Bearing is 42.3. Range is 94.7. The gun is armed. Loaded and fired. This should be the last shell we need to shoot this level. Supposedly, we might have like one final enemy counter artillery or something. Because High Command's like, holy shit, we were wrong again. Who would have thought? Got him. All hostile assets destroyed, well executed. Sector is clear. Iron Nest is to stand down. Good job, everybody. Well, that was a fun one. I really got my heart racing, especially when I had the wrong target on the third shot. So that was very exciting. Clear out my notes for tomorrow. We're ready to go to sleep. Woo! Castile's mechanized wonder. Foreign observers stunned by the Iron Nest's might. A new era of warfare, the general declares, as the world scrambles to respond to its unveiling. Rumors are dirty. A shield, not a sword. Another counter battery channel. Oh, we got all of them. Destroyed 3 targets in rapid succession. I guess it was still rapid succession, even though we had had a missed shot in there. Eliminated all enemy counter batteries with the time to spare. With only the minimum assets necessary. There must be like a level that they're allowing you to use. Because we did fire a star round out there as well, but then the last one we didn't need to fire a star round, so maybe we kind of got that back. Nice. We did really good. So then we have another counter battery challenge. 3 enemy columns converge on the river crossing. Counter battery fire commences with the first shot, not when it lands. Or maybe when it lands, I guess they'll tell us. And then requires the maximum kills before the position is silenced. And then enemy forces have been caught mid resupply. Okay, I think we'll do the uncontested engagement next episode, so I can kind of take a breather from being counterfired at least. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of Iron Nest or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.